I went out on a date and I had a really nice time.
With my teacher.
Oh, what's that got to do with it?
Everything. Then you go and maul each other with the light on and all that.
Your mother's going with Sheldon. Rad. Are they doing it?
Once. They went out once, okay?
What say? I roll us a little number. Do you fancy a smoke? You ought to have more sense. You know you can get into big trouble with this. I'm handing you over to the principal. He can deal with this.
I'm not so sure that's a good idea. He's going to want to know where I got it from. And I'm going to have to tell him.
Is there any more?
That's all there was. I found it.
It's mine and here's the rest. Guess where I got it?
Get going.
Eh?
Get going. Well, Nick, what are we going to do with you?
Thought you were going to send me to the principal.
That's one option.
Yeah, right. And get the bullet?
Listen to me, sport. Who do you think he's going to believe, you or me? Now, I'll just tell him you're lying, that this whole thing's a setup, and that you can't cope with me going out with your mum.
Leave Mum out of this.
How can we? She's what this is all about.
What a load of...
Look, I thought you and I were getting on okay. I don't come down on you. So why have you got a problem with me going out with your mum?
Well, the other kids give me a hard time.
I'm sure there's more to it than that. I can understand you being jealous.
I'm not jealous, all right?
Protective, okay? I know there's just been the two of you for a long time, but I don't think you're being very fair on her, telling her who she can and can't see. How would you like it if she tried that on you?
Well, that's different.
Oh, yeah? And how's that different?
Well, it just is, that's all. So what happens now? You going to talk to Mum?
I might. Then again, maybe not. That's what you want, isn't it? To create difficulties between us?
Me?
And some people reckon you're stupid. Now I'll have to think about this, work out what the next move might be.
And I'll have to think about whether I'm going to talk to the principal or not.
This is not a game you're playing here. You're walking on very dangerous ground.
And so are you.
Get going, I'll talk to you later.
How are you feeling today? Okay. Thought I was coming down with that dreadful flu, but it must have been a 24-hour thing.
Hey, guess what? I just won a competition, a week's holiday in Vanuatu.
Really? How?
Well, one of those big pharmaceutical companies were running a competition in a journal. And I thought, well, what the hell, when your gold card's way over the limit, you've got to do something.
Who's got a gold card? Is it for two?
Oh, you bet. So we are going to have to try and talk old blood and guts into giving you some time off work.
Can I carry your bags?
It's bribery and corruption.
Oh, here we are, Madam Tub of Cold Water splashing about.
Chris, you know as well as I do, these promotions are about one thing. Persuading doctors to push more drugs onto unsuspecting patients.
Drugs which we would prescribe anyway.
Not necessarily, otherwise why the gimmicks?
Oh, well, did someone hand the lady a soapbox?
Which particular drug is being pushed this time?
Look, I really don't want to discuss it any further.
Why not? Harmful side effects?
No, because you are too predictable. That's ridiculous.
You can't maintain a diabetic dog on the cheap, Steve. Especially not one the size of Killer.
There is absolutely no way we are going to talk Wayne into forking out that kind of money. Nighty-night, Killer.
Look, there must be something wrong here. Recheck the figures.
There isn't. Daily insulin shots, special diet, it adds up.
Look at him. I mean, he's so loyal and so trusting. He wouldn't hurt a flea, would you?
Yeah, the poor old thing.
Poor old thing. Sam, how can you say that? I mean, when you and Wayne were about to assassinate him.
What are you talking about?
You said it was Wayne's decision. That makes you an accomplice.
Hey, I stuck my neck out for Killer. Broke the speed limit, turned my siren on. I could get suspended.
Only because I was on your back.
If it wasn't for me last night, Killer would have his paws turned up by now.
Come on, you two.
Anyway, I'm gonna kidnap him. From now on, he's no longer Wayne's. He's mine.
That is a wonderful gesture, Steve.
I knew you'd be like that, Sarah. See? What a wonderful person.
But have you thought it through properly? You work irregular hours. You told me yourself you were broke. Can you provide for Killer? Give him his daily exercise, food, proper medicine?
All right, it won't be easy. I'm a bit strapped for cash at the moment. I don't even get enough exercise myself. I know all that, but But there must be a way. Somehow. Hey.
There we go. That ought to brighten things up.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I'm an hour late for lunch and I've got to go straight back when I finish this. 20 minutes they gave me. Marge's home with the flu like everyone else.
Not me. Viruses can't handle positive energy.
Horseradish works for me. What are you so positive about anyway?
Frank thinks I'm absolutely fantastic. He's totally blown away by me.
Is this your boss we're talking about, Frank the Beast?
He's really a nice guy, you know. I mean, underneath all that muscle in here. Kirsty, the takings are up. Business is booming. Good vibes are absolutely flooding the place. I tell you, it's that book, The Positive Me. I'm more efficient. The customers are getting attracted like flies. I'm even thinking of asking for a pay rise.
Or could it be that summer's nearly here and people are rushing to the gym to get in shape?
I hadn't thought of that.
She's such a bag. She hates people being happy.
Yeah, but what if she's right?
Look, you're bright and cheery. Your body language is excellent. People come back because you make them feel good.
You really think so?
Of course. Look, if profits are up, you're part of the reason. How long since you've had a pay rise?
I never have. Not my whole life.
What? What an old stinge. Do it, Gina. You deserve it.
Our standard letters to these suppliers saying I'll let them know.
You should have stayed home in bed.
Oh, I've got too much to do. I've got to finalise the bids for that new equipment. Besides, I just get bored. No one to look after me.
Oh. Oh, Peter. Michael McKenna, this is Peter Sheldon, a friend of mine.
Ah, yeah, heard of you.
Only good things, I hope.
A school teacher, I believe.
That's right, yeah.
Were you just passing?
No, I've come about Nick, actually.
Aha. We've had our ups and downs with Nick over the years, haven't we, Jen? What's his latest escapade?
No offence, Michael, it's sort of personal.
Ah, yeah, well, that sounds like Nick. I'll leave you two to sort out the bail money. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
What's this about Nick? What's happened?
When he came home last night, he stole some of the dope out of my coat pocket.
What?
Yeah, I caught him and a mate sharing a smoke in the school grounds. He's threatened to report me if I discipline him.
Oh, my God. You could lose your job.
Yes, that thought has crossed my mind. I mean, it's partly my own fault. I should have been more careful.
No, it's my fault. I knew he'd be upset if I started seeing you. I just kept telling myself it wouldn't be a problem.
Look, we can deal with this, I promise. You can't be dictated to by a 15-year-old.
That's easy to say when you're not a single parent.
Look, the important thing is to sort it out, okay? Now, what say I meet you after work, we can sit Nick down and we'll work through it all together.
Are you sure you don't mind?
Not at all. I've got a vested interest. Anyway, I've got to go. I'm double parked. See ya.
See ya.
Okay, run, play, jump. Go on, be a dog. Yes, be a dog.
I reckon Killer's lost the instinct.
No way, man. Look, ball. Now, I throw the ball, and you go and fetch it, okay? Ready? Go. Throw. Fetch. Look, I'll show you. Look, you go like this. You start here, you go...
You're a diabetic, pal. You want to survive, it's exercise every day, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he's given up trying.
No way, man, that's crazy talk, all right? I don't want to hear you talking like that. Look, I throw it again, okay? And you just go after it, okay? Fetch.
Let me guess, a giveaway.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
From a friendly pharmaceutical rep.
Yeah, Marjorie's son Daryl was in.
Hone, do you remember an ad in the medical journal with a trip to Vanuatu as a prize?
No. But there was one in last week with a trip to Hawaii. Wouldn't you prefer something like that?
Oh, I'm not interested in entering. It's Chris. He won a trip to Vanuatu.
Yes? I don't believe it. Typical. The ones who really don't deserve it seem to be the lucky ones. Me, I've never won a thing in my life.
He was very evasive about the competition itself, who was running it.
With a trip to Vanuatu? Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Yes, I think it does. I don't think drug companies should be allowed to use these sorts of tactics to push their products. And I think this clinic should have a policy about accepting gifts.
Well, that's up to the doctor, isn't it? We don't have to prescribe their drugs.
Well, it must be effective, otherwise why would they bother?
Well, all I can say, Meredith, is my own conscience is clear.
Then perhaps you're not being quite honest with yourself.
Sorry. With the staff away sick and Now, this flu epidemic, I couldn't possibly let you have any time off. Perhaps in a couple of weeks.
Fine, yeah, the tickets are valid for another few months.
Oh, well, I'm sure we can do something before then.
Oh, thanks, Michael. Oh, I've just seen Noel Sturgis. He was in here for his post-op checkup. He brought up your plans to extend the cosmetic surgery side of the clinic. He was a bit worried about the costs.
Yeah, was he?
Yeah, but don't worry. You know, I said all the right things, and I'm pretty sure he'll go along with it now.
Well, actually, I wasn't aware there was any doubt in the matter, but thanks for the contribution, Chris.
Well, one hand washes the other, Michael. Now, after his operation, I do have an in with our biggest shareholder, if you know what I mean.
About that holiday, Chris. Yeah, I'll get Carrie to check the rosters and schedules, but, well, I couldn't guarantee that Alison will get the time off.
It will be all right, won't it?
You leave it with me, Chris. I'll get back to you.
Oh, bye, Jean.
Did you sort out that difficulty with Nick?
Not yet. That's tonight's battleground.
Yeah? Anything I can do to help?
Oh, you know, Nick, if it's not one thing, it's another. We just need to have a serious talk, that's all. I'm sure we'll manage.
Would you like a drink in my office before you go?
Oh, was there some occasion?
No, nothing special. But we've sorted out Nick's problems before. I mean, I'm sure we can do it again if we put our minds to it.
It's very nice of you, Michael, but Peter's waiting. Some other time?
Yeah, of course. Some other time.
Night.
Night.
Can I join you?
Ah, sure, of course. Sit down.
Thinking of changing your mind over Killer?
I couldn't. God knows how I'm going to afford it, but...
I think it's very noble of you, Steve.
You're making fun of me.
No, I mean it. There are very few genuinely nice people in the world. I just wanted to say I'll help whenever I can.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
I've been talking to a friend of mine who knows about these things. She reckons you don't need to buy all that special food for Killer. Just a bit of lean meat, get some variety into his diet.
Hey, yeah. This friend of mine, a real good mate, Stan, he's a butcher. And I reckon I can take Killer exercising twice a day, before and after work.
That'll be healthy for both of you.
There's still a few things I have to figure out, but... Hey, maybe we could analyse it all over dinner. I really would appreciate your input.
Okay, sure, Steve. I mean, what are friends for?
Yeah, right. Just friends, I won't forget.
Oh, look, sorry, I spilled some. I'm that nervous, butterfingers, you know me, Jumpy Gina.
What gives?
Oh, I've got to ask my boss for a raise. Or at least I think I'm going to.
Well, that's all right. You're entitled to it. You can only say no, right?
Wrong. You don't know Frank the Beast.
The Beast.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
We want to talk to you.
Oh, I cannot wait. I've got heaps of
No,
homework.
it cannot wait. Your behaviour today was absolutely disgraceful.
What's he doing here?
Don't change the subject. I am very disappointed in you, Nick. Stealing, using drugs, threatening Peter.
Oh, so it's okay for him to use drugs, but not me, right?
You're only 15.
So this is still against the law. We let him smoke dope in our own house. I could smell it.
Peter is still an adult and you're not. And I'm appalled that you actually threatened him.
Hey, it's not my fault if he breaks the law. It's not my fault if he gets in trouble either.
Now, don't you try and get smart with me. This could ruin Peter's career, and I will not stand for it. If you utter one single word to anyone, I will never, ever trust you again.
Look, I think we can put all this aside if Nick promises to behave himself in the future.
Look, you're not my father, so stop talking like you were.
Nick!
I don't want to give you lectures. That's between your mum and yourself. I just want to take her out.
Okay, do what you like. I can't stop you.
But you're going to keep making things hard for us.
Why should I? It's none of my business, is it?
Hey, have you got a moment, Sarah? I mean, Meredith?
Heaps of ads from conglomerates flogging dangerous drugs as if they were soap.
Yeah.
It's a disgrace.
That's what I reckon, eh?
What can I do for you, Steve?
Okay, Sarah's helping me out with this dog, right? And we're going to have a meal together, just to talk about the dog. And I was wondering what kind of food she likes.
Hot and spicy.
Yeah, I know that, but what's her favourite in the whole world?
Well, she once went on about Singapore chili crab for hours.
Excellent, thank you very much, appreciate it.
Steve, dog equals dog. Dog does not equal romance.
Yeah, I know.
Sarah has a strict rule about private life and work.
Yeah, I know, she told me all about it. It's cool. Thank you.
You got it! Congratulations!
He said sure, yes, okay, just like that.
That's positive me in action. Good on you, Gina.
I know. The only thing is I kind of let something slip.
For instance?
Well, I was being really positive, you know, like selling myself like you told me to.
And?
And I said I could increase the takings more, and he said 10% by next month, and I said yes.
The rotten little tightwad.
And then he gave me the books to do.
He has no right.
And he also put me in charge of ordering all the stock.
The rat. You told him, go and take a flying leap.
Kirsty, he's my boss.
That can be a bit of a problem.
I don't know how I'm going to cope.
He's just like McKenna at the clinic, you know, except worse. Why are old people the pits? Why can't they be kind and gentle like young people?
I know I'm not going to be able to manage. And I know Frank. If I can't, he'll sack me for sure.
Yo, Seth. Got a minute, mate?
Is there an emergency in there?
No, this is the one at home.
Look, I'm not taking Killer running every day.
Oh, that's cool. That's all under control, sort of. No, this is about Wayne.
What about him?
I think we ought to kick him out.
Are you kidding?
Look, with Wayne still around, Killer isn't really sure who his master is. That poor pooch has been through enough strife already. I don't want him having confusion about his identity.
But Wayne doesn't even know you want to adopt Killer.
I've taken him, he's mine.
But if you go and throw him out into the street, he mightn't go along with that. I mean, if you can throw him out, he's pretty big.
Well, I'll just have to deal with that when I have to.
And what reason are you going to give him? That you don't want to see Killer confused?
Come on, there's plenty of reasons. Wayne is always leaving the flat in the mess. We're forever taking messages. He doesn't look after his dog, and we think he's a crim. How's that for starters?
We don't know that.
Oh, come on, admit it. There's something really strange going on. What with the burglar alarm, and that guy trying to break in, and it's these strange, suspicious types dropping off large amounts of money.
Speaking of money, what about the rent?
What about the rent?
Look, Steve, you're upset with him about Killer, fair enough. But the two of us, we can't afford to pay the rent. We need a third person. So unless you can come up with someone else, Wayne stays, mate. I'm sorry, but that's how it's got to be.
You finished for the day? No such luck. Split shift. I stayed at home yesterday because I thought I was coming down with the flu. Wish I'd stayed home today. Why isn't there more relief staff on?
Oh, you know, the boss and money. You must be looking forward to your trip to Vanuatu.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Do you happen to remember the name of the company running the competition?
No, not really.
Or the name of the drug being promoted?
Sensor something, I think.
Sensor Men's?
Yeah, that's it. Why?
I thought so.
Is that a problem?
Same old problem. Medical ethics, or lack of them.
Getting hordes of people through here ought to be a snack. Get it? Coffee shop, snack.
Excuse me.
You should give everyone free coffees too.
Oh, good one, Steve.
I'm only stirring.
Huh?
Yeah, well, I'm losing my job, thank you very much, and you're making a huge joke about the whole thing.
Sorry. Why are you doing that?
Doing what?
Wiping everything down twice.
Oh, because I'm neurotic. What do you think? Now, are you going to try and be helpful, or are you just going to sit there?
Okay. All right, I've got an idea. It's a good one. It's a bit way out though.
Yeah, I'll try anything.
Okay, you could go topless for a week. No. I mean, you know, wear one of those fishnetty things. Not really topless. It's very tasteful.
Would you like to wear this so they have to surgically remove it off your face?
All right. Okay, how about this? A genuine little earner. You know, it's a real hassle when patients want things from the coffee shop all the time. Mm-hmm. And what you could do is you could go over there with a tray full of all kinds of goodies.
Not practical.
Oh, come on, it's a brilliant idea. You make a killing.
Yeah, look, I'd have to pay someone to look after the shop, and that will cost money, so it wouldn't be a genuine little earner, would it?
Sorry. It's just an idea.
Stewie! Look at that. Heard this?
Oh, yeah, I have. I've heard a few tracks. They're great. We can't play it now, though, okay? Because Mum's still sick.
Oh, that's cool. Keep it for a while.
Oh, thanks. So what are you doing here? What gives?
Mum's with her boyfriend. Had to get out of there, that's all.
Really? Who is he?
Well, she started dating my form teacher. Can you believe it?
He must be a total zero.
Well, nah, not exactly. He's okay if you like teachers.
So what's the problem?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Won't last anyway. He'll reckon Mum's boring.
Mum's not boring, man. She's great. She puts up with a hell of a lot from you, more than I would, you little creep.
Yeah, well, she has to. That's what Mums are for.
Listen, okay, he could be someone, like, really dismal. I mean, take McKenna, for instance. Would you like that better?
Nah, of course not. I mean, McKenna's the pits, but...
But what?
Like I said, it doesn't matter.
Right, let me have these dishes.
Look, I'll do them later. It's okay.
No, you cooked, I washed. That is the 11th commandment.
Peter, please.
What's wrong?
I just think it might be better if you go. Before Nick gets back.
I see. And are you going to want to see me again?
You know I do. But at this stage, I just think it might be better if we don't get too involved. I'm sorry.
Jenny, you can't sacrifice your whole life for Nick. It's time you did something for yourself.
It's not as simple as all that. You don't understand.
Oh, and in 2 or 3 years' time, which is all it's going to be until he's off living his own life, what'll you have left then?
I'll manage. I've got my job, my friends.
You know what I mean.
It's just not the right time. Nick's still very vulnerable. He could go off the rails, leave home, start living on the streets, anything.
That's not going to happen. Look, I know he can be a bit of a handful at times, but you've done a brilliant job. That is the truth.
You think so?
I'm an expert. I've got 29 kids in my form class. You can afford to live a little. Nick will handle it.
I wish I could be sure of that.
I am.
But look at today. He could have wrecked your career. I'm amazed that you're even here now.
Yeah, he tried it on. They all do. You stopped him in his tracks. You should not underestimate yourself. You're a fantastic person.
I'll keep that in mind. Look, it's not that I don't want you to stay. I do. But Nick needs more time.
Yeah, I understand.
Let's sort things out with Nick first. And then we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see.
Have you ever prescribed Sensimans?
I beg your pardon?
Don't try and avoid the question, just answer it yes or no. Have you ever prescribed Sensimans?
Oh, yes, I have, where appropriate. So what?
So the evidence against using it is overwhelming. I suppose you've been too busy thinking about your holiday in sunny Vanuatu to notice the research, the calls for investigation, the demands for it to be taken off the market. Or is it that you just don't care? Don't think you're going to get away with this, because you're not.
Is it you or is it me? Lately I've been lost it seems. I think a change is what I need. If I'm looking for a chance or a dream, Shortland Street. Taking time to hold my place. Yesterday's another place. Just living for the times we've seen. When the writing on the wall says I'll be Shortland Street. If you want to find a way of searching for another world, it's hard to see. Shortland Street.
This program was made with the help of your broadcasting fee, so you can see more of New Zealand on air.